in and out of their wakes. No problems at all for Billy Moore and Todd Warner aboard Nichols Off. Running very strong early on, number 57, the MTI with Sterling Power, surface drives, rudder steering, Nichols Offshore, sponsored locally by Brett Robinson Real Estate, as well as the Live Bait, Gary Nichols Bar here. Great party place, party atmosphere, restaurant and bar here in Orange Beach, Alabama, the Live Bait. There you can see the two of the other boats running in the cat class, biding their time early on here. Reliable Carriers, as well as J.D. Byrider. J.D. Byrider, a 39-foot skater with Tony Marcantonio and Mark Kowalski. 39 MTI is Reliable Carriers, number 20. That's got Steve Curtis and Tom Abrams aboard. Reliable Carriers is powered by twin Sterling Supercat engines, while J.D. Byrider has twin Chuck Cece performance engines. You can see Reliable Carriers biding their time right now, laying down the throttles and really pulling away from J.D. Byrider, looking to run down the other two boats at the front of the pack. Reliable Carriers took a very convincing win in St. Clair, Michigan, over the rest of the field in the flat water of Tom Abrams' hometown. Right now, Reliable Carriers moving up in the Cat class. Number 20, Super Cat Reliable Carriers. Coming in now at the east end of the course, rounding turns 5, 6, and 7, the spot that most teams judged as the treacherous part of the race course. Reliable Carriers seems to be moving through here with little problem at all right now. Steve Curtis, multi-time world champion in UIM Class 1 racing, as well as several-time world champion down in Key West in the open class back in the day there. No stranger to running out front.
Back to your winning ways in the Cat class. Congratulations on that win in St. Clair.
Oh, thanks, Charlie. It was great to have one.
Coming into Orange Beach, a little bit change of water conditions. You guys dominated in the flat water. Now we get back to the bumpy water. Maybe not quite as rough as Puerto Rico, but what do you think?
Well, we were good last year in Orange Beach. We won here, so we're looking forward to another win here.
The team that's been surprising the last couple of races is J.D. Byrider. Looks like they're kind of gaining on you, or are you holding back?
No, their boat's been fast. They were fast today in testing, so they got a new boat coming out, and they're coming up on us.
Now, the guy that's been out in the points lead with some of the gremlins you have had is WHM. Now, I guess the points chase has tightened up a little bit. Where do you guys stand?
Well, I think we're in second right now, so we're easing the gap there, so it'll be interesting.
And how many points are we talking?
I really don't know where it's at right now. I know it's getting closer.
So I guess what you're saying is you have to win to be able to get that points championship at the year end.
Yeah, we need a big win here.
Well, good luck this weekend, and we'll see you at the winner's circle.
Yeah, thanks, Charlie.
Right now, Reliable Carriers is going to move up if they want to take the win. Still out front, WHM Motorsports and Nichols Offshore between Reliable Carriers and the front of the pack. Heading down the long front straightaway here in Orange Beach, Alabama, towards turn 1, trying to gain some ground. Reliable Carriers. Moving on now, leader in the Cat Extreme class. This is number 11, the 44-foot MTI of Budweiser Select, piloted by Dave Scott. On the throttles is John Tomlinson. These two guys together have a multitude of world and national championships as well as world speed records. They had tough luck not making the start of the race at St. Clair, Michigan, but running at the front of the pack right now in Orange Beach, Alabama, ahead of Team CRC and Cintron Energy Drink. Team Budweiser Select, 44 MTI out front thus far. You can see the 44 MTI just moving out over these waters. No match for the 44 MTI. Budweiser Select eating it up right now, heading towards the east end of the course. Turns 5, 6, and 7. .44-foot MTI, Sterling powered, Trimax surface drives, rudder steering. This boat runs like it's on rails, running away from the class at this point. Cintron and CRC are nowhere in sight as Budweiser Select moves on out in the Cat Extreme class. Driver, the throttle man, is Jeff Harris. These guys always have their boat dialed in and set up just right, but having some problems today, running in third place in the Cat Extreme class at this point. Yeah, they were last year's world and national champions in the Super Cat class. Coming off a convincing win at the last race in St. Clair, Michigan, Team CRC dominated the field there in the flat waters, as well as the rough waters in San Juan, Puerto Rico, where they had no problem at all taking the checkered flag. Mike DeFries and Jeff Harris aboard Team CRC. Definitely not running up the pace as what Team CRC normally runs. These guys are normally great competitors, great contenders every race for the checkered flag, having a little bit of problem here in Alabama.
Mike, that last race in St. Clair is the fastest I think I've ever seen an offshore powerboat go under competition conditions.
Oh, it was a great race, at St. Clair, and you race on the river, and then the current in our benefit as well. The boat was just smoking. We're seeing some, big numbers in the 180s, going downstream. So it was a lot of fun. The boat was just running so well.
Well, from our vantage point, it looked like every bit of 180. And at one point, going into turn 1, you were closing in on Centron so fast, and it looked like you guys put on the brakes. What happened?
Well, what happened was we were as soon as the green flag was thrown, went the first turn, got about 2/3 of the way down there, and we went into Guardian because we're going so fast. The faster we go, of course, the more compression the catamaran's building, which we increase the lift on the hull, and the water pickups aren't seeing the water. So one of the motors went to Guardian is what happened. So it put the brakes on, took a while, turn to the right a little bit and caught the wheel, and Jeff hit the throttles a couple of times. We're back under control, but it takes about 5-6 seconds to get it back out of Guardian again until the pickup starts seeing water, cools the motor down, and then we got back on the sticks again, back up the front stretch, and chased down Citron on the front stretch.
Now, here in Orange Beach, you got the potential for water like we saw in Puerto Rico, and you guys ran fantastic in Puerto Rico, and we saw you testing today. What are your expectations as you get ready for racing tomorrow?
Oh, well, Jeff and I just, we've always shined in rough water conditions, even coming out of last year from Super Cat, and, this year into Unlimited. So we're all about the rough water conditions, and a lot more actually goes to set up for the rough water conditions and the smooth water in terms of balance of the boat and getting it set up properly. So we're looking for the rough water conditions, and the MTI loves rough water, flies so well. We got the boat balanced really well today. We think we got the setup, but we're not sure what Mother Nature is going to dish us out tomorrow.
It looks a little deceiving. It looked a couple times you guys out there flying the boat got a little bit crazy, hitting a hole maybe you didn't expect.
Yeah, there's a couple holes out there which we learned where they're at today. So hopefully, we'll remember that tomorrow when we come to those holes and use a little different technique when we come around the corners, especially on the east side of the course.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. We'll talk to you after the race.
All right, thanks so much.
There's some insight from Mike DeFries, owner and driver, Team CRC, along with throttle man Jeff Harris. Well, there you have it, folks, from Orange Beach, Alabama. That was stop number 6 on the 2006 Offshore Super Series National Championship Tour. Orange Beach, Alabama, and the Gulf Coast Powerboat Racing Association, along with Gary Nichols and his whole staff, put together a great event here for the Offshore Super Series. A great time was had by all. Really like to thank Jim Robertson and Provine Helicopters for providing us the chance to get you all this excellent footage, as well as everybody in Orange Beach, all the fans for coming out. We look forward to seeing everybody at the National Championship race. Budweiser Select was your winner in the Cat Extreme class, while Centron finished in second and Team CRC was third. Congratulations go out to the number 11 team. That's Budweiser Select. Dave Scott and John Tomlinson, the entire crew from Budweiser Select Offshore Racing. The winners in OSS Cat, Reliable Carriers with Steve Curtis and Tom Abrams, coming away with 2 wins in a row now, closing the points gap on WHM Motorsports. Warpaint put together another finish for 3rd place. The entire crew from Tomcat Racing, Reliable Carriers, Inc., put together 2 wins in a row now, enabling them to come a little bit closer towards their goal of a national championship in OSS Cat class. Some footage from the very fast start there in the OSS Cat class. Reliable Carriers second place early off, then back to third, but it managed to pull off another win. Tom Abrams and Steve Curtis. Thanks everybody from Freeze Frame Video. We look forward to seeing everybody at the National Championships in Las Vegas, Nevada, October 6th through 8th. And then in November at the OSS World Championships in Destin, Florida. Definitely a quick maneuver there by On the Chip. Luckily nobody hit them and they were able to continue on there. Now Reliable Carriers and JEM battling it out up front in the P1 category. Jerry Chastillette, Chris Hanley aboard Reliable Carriers, Dan Funch and Jay Muller aboard JEM.